What's going on, guys? It's Marcel Benson, investor and entrepreneur. And look, welcome to the channel. If you're new, lock in. All right. Now, this video, I'm going to show you how you, a 9-to-5er, you, a hustler, you, an athlete, you, whatever you do, can make money that is closer to guaranteed than the risks that may be involved with a skill set like short-term option trading and scalping and day trading, right? So if you have a job, you have income, you have something, you're an entrepreneur, you have something that is bringing you money, bringing you revenue, this is something that's not optional, no pun intended. This is something that's not optional. This is something that you need to learn so that the money that you have, you can be multiplying. All right. I'm going to jump right into it. But before I do, I just need you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment with any sort of questions that you may have. This is going to get this in front of more people. Okay. This is a very, very important video. All right. So today's video is about how you can maximize your money, how you can have money just going to work for you every day that you get up and go to work, right? So there are different versions of investing, right? You know, when people think about investing, the first thing they think about is like real estate. Oh, I'm going to buy some land. I'm going to be a landlord. These things are great. I have land, right? I completely understand the value of land, right? Some people may just buy a stock that they heard about or that somebody talked about. Nowadays, a lot of people are just buying crypto that people are talking about. These are all ways that you can make money, but they come with so much risk, right? And I'm all for taking risks because a lot of times the reward is higher. But when you're trying to build momentum, you need something that's going to get you what you're asking for. You need something that's going to get you more money so that you can start making more risky plays, or you can start making a variety of different investments. But the first thing is to get your money up, right? So if you have some disposable income and you're looking at an investment vehicle, you should be looking no further than what are called leaps, right? Leaps. It's funny because they're almost like it's like a metaphor too, right? It's like leaps will literally have you leap, like it will leap your account, right? But what it stands for is long-term anticipation securities, right? Long-term anticipation securities, right? These are plays that accumulate over time. So like I said, you go to work, you have this army of money that's just also going in and putting in work for you, right? So a leap is the same thing. When you see everybody like making money in options and post, you see me posting like 200, 300%, all that. That took me years to get to a point to understand how to do that so that I can teach it so that you can do it, right? Leaps are a little bit more simple. Leaps act as if they are normal securities, like you just simply going and buying a stock, but they're accumulating like options, because that's in fact what it is. It is an option with an expiration date, right? You can get leaps up to 3 years out, meaning that you can your leap play can be accumulating for 3 years. So just imagine some of the changes. I'll give you some examples. People that, that purchased leaps in Coinbase, like myself, made anywhere from 20,000 to 40,000 in multiple plays. This is me personally, right? There are people who made hundreds of thousands of dollars and even millions of dollars from leaps on NVIDIA just a couple of years ago, right? What a leap allows for is all of the things that even the smartest traders cannot always anticipate in the future happening, right? we have a general idea when something is going to go up, but sometimes you don't know just how much it's going to go up. And if you're trying to anticipate the super strong moves in the short term, it's way more difficult, it's way riskier, right? But if you're holding on to a security, right, you have leaps, right? You have these long-term options of a particular security for 2 to 3 years. That means, man, like if you were holding Nvidia, you had the big pop with Trump. You had the stellar performance that Nvidia made on its own before the election, right? Palantir, if you were holding long-term leaps, that means you saw it at like $20 to now where it is at like $160. We're talking about turning like $1,000 into like $15,000-$20,000 or more, depending on what that stock does. It is a very, very, very lucrative approach, and it's an approach that you don't need a ton of experience to do. You just need to know the things to look for, right? So I'm going to give you a few things to look for when deciding to enter into a leap. The biggest thing is waiting for a significant pullback. Now, just because a stock is down on the day doesn't mean, all right, it's down today, I'm going to go get leaps for 3 years out. You have to zoom out of that chart, look at it, and see like exactly like what's going on here. You understand what I'm saying? Like how far back has this stock declined? Because typically a stock is going to correct itself. So if a stock is moving 20%, right? Say a stock is down and it's like a stock has pulled back 20%. Okay, we know that over time it will recover that 20% if it's a good company. 20% is already good money, a good percentage on your money, but since it's an option with an expiration date, it's moving at a much more rapid pace than the actual security. So 20% on a leap, right, would be more like 100-something% with that same 20% move in the actual security. This is why options and long-term options are so critical to your investing health and can really like multiply your wealth, right, in a major way. All right. I'm going to give you guys a book to check out. All right. This is the Leap Strategy, and it's by Michael Tomset, right? Michael C. Tomset. And I learned about, leaps way before reading this book, but I'm always a student of the game. So I picked this book up and I read through it, and it extended my knowledge on leaps even more. Understanding how to enter, understanding the various strategies that you can use leaps with, understanding how leaps can hedge your portfolio, right? Understanding the likelihood of how far a leap will go based on how much it did in a certain period of time, or how well it performed in a certain period of time, right? All of these things are in this book. So I definitely recommend you, not just take my word for it, but go do your homework and really understand what a leap is so that you can start implementing this, right? Now, I made a video before about how you can start to match your salary by using the orb strategy, which is a short-term, like 15-minute play, where you can use a 15-minute strategy that gets you, 10 to 20% in about an hour. And you doing that every day can start bringing you in $200, $300, $400 a day, $1,000 a day, and ultimately having your investment income surpass your actual salary, right? So if that's an income strategy, what do we do with the money that we have parked? That's where the leaps come in, right? So this is not for income. This is growing the bag, right? We make the money on a consistent basis, and then we put them into slower plays that take a little longer, but they get all of the pops that take place over the course of that period of time that we have it out for. So just imagine if, let's say, Palantir, for example, decides to double from here. Or let's just say, all right, I don't like buying at the top of the market. We're at the top of the market right now. Let's say Palantir comes down and retests like $80 or something like that, and we get a crash, right? The market crashes like 20-30% or more, or we go into a bear market, right? The stock market historically trends up, period. It never has trended down for an extended period of time. So if we go into a bear market, the moment that we realize that we're in a bear market, you should start thinking about, okay, when we get close to the bottom of this, what do I want to purchase? Now, a bear market is when when the market is pulled back, like I think it's like 30% or more. And the average bear market only lasts 9 months. So if the average bear market lasts 9 months, and you have time to try to time the bottom of it, but that bear market will end on average in 9 months. You can have leaps out for 3 years, right? This is a strategy that grows your wealth. I said again, it grows your wealth. There are income strategies, and then there are strategies to grow larger amounts of money. So if you're still trusting in like a 10% yield or some high yield savings account or something like that, yeah, that's cool, right? But there are things that can 2, 3, 4, 5x or more your money just by understanding when to enter, right? Good companies always recover. Okay, so when the stock market itself is down as a whole and these great companies like Nvidia, Apple are significantly below what their market value is, try them out for 2 years, 3 years, and be able to participate in all of the news events, all of the great things that happen in its recovery, right? Things don't stay bad forever. They don't stay good forever either, but they stay good for much longer than they stay bad in the market. Okay, so that's how you got to think about that, right? They stay good for longer than they stay bad in the market. They go bad to create opportunity. But when they go bad, most people get afraid. But when the stock market drops, leaps are going to be the thing that grows your account. All right, if y'all have any questions, I'm telling you, I've been getting on here every day for like a half a year and consistently just letting you guys know how to trade. Anybody in the group can vouch for the fact that we made 100% every day, 100% or more every day this month, this week. Unprecedented numbers, unprecedented consistency. We also just recently introduced a bot into our trading group that you don't have to pay any extra for. We covered the full cost, and it ain't cheap. That coupled with what we've already been doing and the strategy we've been deploying are really turning the Prosperity Collective into a machine, a profit money printing machine. And if you're not in it, ask somebody about it. Okay? Listen, it's always love over here. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, leave questions. I am here to help you. The reason that I have so much passion is because I lost so much money when I was learning to trade, and I just wish I had somebody that could just answer my freaking questions, right? So don't be shy. Don't hesitate. We family. If you got a question, drop it in the comments. If you want to learn more, join the Discord. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.